Alright, resuming video. Here are my two planers. It took me a while to get used to the larger one. It's a Triton, and the smaller one is a DeWalt. It's lightweight, very efficient cut. It's narrow and it's easy on the shoulders, but it's also easy to make mistakes with it. You can make more curved surfaces with it than with the bigger one. Bigger one's got a foot, like 22-inch foot. I think that's what it's called, the base plate foot. It's only $278. The next one up was about $2,200. It's a monster to push, and it's got a ton of power, but it's not worth my time. So these ones I use alternatingly. For small corrections, I'll use the yellow one, and for good finishing, I'll use good flatness, I'll use the large one. I heard that the bearing goes out on the motor, but I have a friend who does bearing replacement, so I'm not quite very worried about it. He lives down the street, 5 miles. That's a street here. And I put a level at the point where I was going to see this mark here. I made a mark the other day with how much I have to cut off first in order to get just a little bit. This mark here, this curvature, that has to come planing down. So when I pull the camera down, you'll see that, oh shoot. See the two sides floating. Am I on the camera? Yeah. See how much it's moving? That's how much it's off by. It's off by about almost 40% of an inch. And that means it's got more on this side as well. So let's start the fun. And so on and off, what I'm going to do is plane off a part and then read the rest of the whole thing again, and then mark it and redo it, mark it and redo it. And that I don't mind doing because I just got out of bed. My bed is about 400 yards away from here. So it's almost like not leaving home. I've measured my time like that for like a gazillion years. So I'm gonna just plane today and make a video and then edit it. It's gonna get long. I don't really care. This thing has a monster blade on it. I've got 3 planers electric. These 2 are electric hand planers, and I've got a depth planer I bought from a friend and a neighbor. It's American made. He inherited it from his stepdad, and he gave it to me for $50. I'm like, okay, that thing's replacement cost is $500. Cool, I'll take it. And I took it. And the replacement will not be American made, not Illinois or Indiana. It's something else. And I've seen the design. They've changed the design to make it easier to manufacture. I'm not going to mention the name because that might be a copyright or patent infringement or what's it called? Goodwill infringement, innuendo and libel. So, yeah. Go on the other side. Coffee. Gloves. Check. Got it. Move. The wood is on a slope, and this has to be done in order for those 2 to come down, and those will be slab too. So I kind of, in a way, lucked out, provided I can make enough wood of it and sell it fast enough. If not, unfortunately will make firewood, and that's going to be a lot of wrong kind of firewood. So as you can see, I'm moving a certain distance, but it's not cutting everywhere. It's only cutting on the peak. And when the peak is flush, it will make longer even cuts. Then I'll just tone down the cut depth and go from there. This thing has a little stand, so it will not stop, and it doesn't have a continuous button. That has a continuous button. So in order to speed up the process, once you're done, even without stopping, you just lift it, drop it, and the foot drops out, and it won't cut. And it won't make any unintended cuts. Let me get you a better view. I don't want the camera to get sawdust. But I can put it here. On the stump. So let me show you what I did here. See the white portion? That's still the little, that's the plateau I'm cutting on, the curve, the bump, whatever it's called, peak. And I was cutting from here to here, but the peak is still there, so it's not, the foot of the planer is so long, it's keeping me from making any more mistakes and problems. I wonder if I could get a foot extender for that thing. If I could get a foot extender, I could almost bypass a router spoiler board jig. That would be fun. The big problem with big wood is that you need a big giant ass machine and power pulling and all that kind of stuff to plane it all together. But if you could extend this thing like this much, sure, I'd be a happy person. Okay, like so. Like so. Got it? Yeah. That's right. You can draw it out with the long level plane, or you can feel it, and sometimes I can feel it if it's within this length, 22 inches. All right, I'm gonna turn it off because the battery is expensive.